In this video, we will show you how to replace your AC cooling fan on this Honda Accord. This will be located along the front of your engine compartment. Let's get into it. Let's start removing our lower splash shield. To remove the splash shield, you'll find that it has several 10mm headed bolts holding it in place. We'll start over on the driver's side. On the driver's side of the vehicle, looking under here in the wheel well area, you're going to find that you have a 10mm bolt facing straight down, and then a little bit forward from there, you have one that goes from side to side. Inspect your mounting hardware as you remove it, replace it as necessary. Get this one over here. Now there is mounting hardware that makes its way across the center, but typically it's a good idea to remove both sides mounting hardware before you move to the center. Over on the passenger side, you're only going to have one piece of mounting hardware, and typically this is a plastic push clip. Push clips come out in different ways, but typically you just want to use a trim tool. Remove the center portion, and then remove the outer portion as well. A quick inspection of your push clip, of course, to make sure it is reusable, and now we can continue on with our mounting hardware, making our way across the vehicle. Now we can remove some 10mm headed mounting bolts. Take hold of the shield, give it a wiggle, and remove it from the vehicle. Quick inspection and we'll set that aside. Let's move along the bottom driver's side of the radiator. You're going to find the lower mounting bolt for your AC fan. We'll use a 10mm to remove this. A quick inspection and set it aside. It's a good idea to use some penetrant on this. It's common for it to be rusted. Up in the engine compartment, we'll be disconnecting the electrical connector for our cooling fan. You'll find that this has a locking tab. Just go ahead and squeeze on that. Disconnect your wiring harness, a quick inspection of course. Set that aside. Move along to your two 10mm upper mounting bolts. Separate that small bracket there, set that aside. We'll take hold of the fan and start lifting it up, but keep in mind there is one more electrical connector down along the driver's side. Now that we have this lifted up, we can gain access to our wiring harness that comes along the side. We don't need to disconnect the wires from each other. We do need to remove the connector from that fan shroud itself though. It has a locking tab. You want to use a small screwdriver or pick to press back that locking tab. I'll use an angled pick to lift this up and off of the mounting bracket. It's typically stuck on here. Remove your fan. There it is, friend. Okay, friend, it's time to install our brand new engine cooling fan. We'll carefully take this and start bringing it down inside the engine compartment. But before we get too far down, remember, we have to reattach that wiring connector in this lower port area. Take hold of that unit, bring the fan down as far as we need to. Now we can slide that directly onto the mounting bracket. It should slide down and double check to make sure it's locked in. I heard a nice click from that. We'll give it a tug. That feels good. Continue sliding this down. You can move your AC lines if necessary. Should fit right down on there. Once you have those mounting bolt holes lined up, we'll continue on with our mounting bolts over towards the center first. Now as we line up this other side, we want to make sure that we have the mounting bracket aligned here as well. Just bring that right over. Install that mounting bolt. Make sure it goes through all three of these areas. Let's snug them up. Torque each of those to 5 foot-pounds. Time for the electrical connector. We'll press this in. Line it up. There we are. Listen for a click. Give it a tug to make sure it's completely secured in place. Let's make our way over here with our 10mm. We'll tighten up our lower mounting bolt for the engine fan. Let's get our splash shield on here. For the splash shield, you want to make sure that it goes underneath the forward shield along each of the 3 places for the mounting hardware. There we are. With that in place, we can start in the mounting hardware. We're not going to tighten any of this until we have all of the mounting hardware started in. Make our way over towards the passenger side now, same process. This one in here. Let's get this push clip in here. For the push clip, you want to press in the outer portion first and lock it in by the center. Now we can snug up those 10mm headed bolts. Make our way into the corner here. Let's get the last one. Okay, friend, we fully installed our engine cooling fan. At this point, you want to go ahead and start up the vehicle, let it run for a while, and wait until you hear the engine cooling fan turn on. Once you've heard that, go ahead and close the hood and take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.